Hello, everyone. I'm Anas Al Ubaidi, and welcome to this lecture or this session. And the topic for this lecture or this session is about the role of IRBs, institutional review boards, in clinical research. And this session or lecture is part of the chapter that is about the foundations of clinical research. And of course, this lecture is within the Advanced Clinical Research Assistant Certification course program by CCRPS. Introduction. The IRB's institutional review boards play a pivotal role in maintaining the ethical integrity and scientific credibility of clinical research. These committees are specifically tasked with protecting the rights, welfare, and well being of human participants involved in clinical trials and research studies. Their existence and mandate are rooted in the principle that all research involving humans should be conducted responsibly, ethically, and transparently. IRB's institutional review boards function as an essential checkpoint to ensure that clinical studies align with regulatory standards and prioritize the safety of participants or subjects over the study's objectives. The establishment of IRBs is a direct response to historical ethical violations in research, such as the infamous Tuskegee syphilis study and other unethical experiments. These events underscored the dire need for oversight mechanisms to protect participants or subjects or patients who are being involved from harm and exploitation. IRBs now act as a guardian of ethical considerations in research, evaluating issues such as informed consent, risk minimizations, and scientific rationale before prior to a study commencing. Additionally, these boards provide continuous oversight, ensuring compliance even during the execution of trials. Critical to ensuring the success and ethical conduct of trials, IRBs serve as a balance between advancing scientific progress and upholding the rights of participants. They also prevent conflicts of interest and prioritize participant welfare above all, making them integral not only to regulatory compliance but also to public trust in the field of medical research. For clinical research assistants, understanding the functionalities and responsibilities of IRB's institutional review boards is vital. Their work often overlaps with IRB requirements, from submitting protocols for approval to adhering to informed consent procedures. Mastering the nuances of how IRB's institutional review boards operate ensures better collaboration, smoother research processes, and most importantly, the protection of the human subjects. Key points. We'll start with definition and purpose of IRBs. IRBs are ethics committees established to review and monitor biomedical and behavioral research involving human subjects. Their primary purpose is to protect the rights and welfare of participants or subjects while promoting ethically sound research practices. This dual mission ensures a balanced approach to research, allowing for scientific innovation while adhering to stringent ethical standards. For example, before a clinical trial can proceed, the IRB reviews the proposed research protocol to confirm that risks are minimized and reasonable compared to the potential benefits. And here is a diagram on balancing ethics and innovation in research. Key responsibilities of IRBs. IRBs fulfill several critical roles as part of their mandate to oversee clinical research. Below are their major responsibilities explained in details. So, reviewing and improving research protocols. One of the IRB's institutional review boards' primary responsibilities is to evaluate research protocols before the studies can begin. This involves assessing study methodologies, recruitment criteria, and ethical safeguards to verify compliance with ethical guidelines and regulations. Example: reviewing informed consent documentations or documents ensures that these materials are both clear and comprehensive. outlining the study's purposes, risks, and benefits in language understandable to participants. Monitoring participant safety, IRBs continuously oversee studies to manage ongoing risks and ensure participant safety at every stage of research. This includes reviewing adverse event reporting and risk assessments during the operational phase of clinical trials. Example, if a participant reports severe side effects during a drug trial, the IRB Institution Review Board may temporarily halt the study to investigate the risks. Ensuring transparent and ethical consent. The process of informed consent is crucial in clinical research and a key focus of the IRB. It ensures that participants fully understand the study's purpose, what is required of them, and any potential risks or benefits before agreeing to take part. Example, IRB's institutional review boards mandate the inclusion of detailed consent forms that highlight participant rights to withdraw from the study at any time. Preventing conflicts of interest, IRB's institutional review boards play a vital role in detecting and mitigating conflicts of interest that could compromise the credibility of a study or place participants at undue risk. Example, researchers must disclose financial ties to pharmaceutical companies sponsoring their studies to ensure impartial oversight and decision making. There is a diagram on unveiling the core functions of IRB's institutional review boards. IRBs and regulatory frameworks. Now, institutional review boards, IRBs, operate under the guidance of ethical codes such as the Declaration of Helsinki, the Belmont Report, and U.S. legal frameworks like FDA regulations and the Common Rule. These guidelines outline fundamental principles such as the respect for persons, beneficence, and justice. The Belmont Report that is being applied in USA, this foundational document delineates the ethical principles essential for conducting research with human subjects. It emphasizes respect for persons, upholding autonomy and providing special protections for vulnerable populations, beneficence, minimizing risks while maximizing potential benefits, justice, ensuring equitable distribution of research benefits and burdens. So, respect for humans, beneficence, and justice. FDA regulations and the Common Rule. The FDA mandates that IRBs approve, modify, or disapprove research proposals based on adherence to safety and ethical standards. Meanwhile, the Common Rule adds layers of participant protections through specific regulatory requirements. And here is a diagram showing the ethical framework for IRBs, institutional review boards. Advances in IRB practices. Recent developments have improved the efficiency and adaptability of institutional review boards, ensuring they remain effective despite challenges posed by evolving research methods. Centralized IRB review. Centralized IRBs are now widely recognized for their ability to streamline research processes in multi-site studies, reducing redundancies while maintaining ethical oversight. Example, a single IRB review is used for a nationwide clinical trial on a new diabetes treatment conducted at multiple sites, significantly reducing administrative delays without compromising safety. Enhanced training for IRB members. Ongoing training equips IRB members to handle new challenges such as navigating digital health studies or addressing ethical dilemmas in precision medicine. Example, workshops on ethical considerations and genetic research enable more informed decision making by IRB institutional review board participants. And here is a diagram on enhancing IRB efficiency and adaptability. Another key point here, challenges and future innovations. IRB's institutional review boards continuously adapt to the complexities of modern research. However, several challenges persist, driving ongoing innovation in IRB practices. Balancing oversight with efficiency. While ethical oversight is critical, IRBs must avoid unnecessary bureaucratic delays, especially for low-risk studies. Example, developing fast-track review procedures for minimal risk studies in one solution to this ongoing challenge. Adapting to emerging technologies from digital health apps to artificial intelligence, AI, in research, evolving methodologies require IRBs to update their frameworks continually. Example, addressing data privacy concerns and wearable technology studies demands revised protocols and safeguards. And here is a diagram on IRB adaptation strategies. Another key point here, clinical research applications. The role of IRBs extends beyond oversight to include critical applications in real-world research scenarios. Example one, an IRB reviews a cancer drug trial involving children, applying extra layers of ethical scrutiny and safety to protect these vulnerable populations. Example two, an IRB evaluates a virtual trial conducted remotely using mobile health technologies to ensure data security and participant understanding of risks. And here is a diagram on IRB applications in research. Another key point, the role of the clinical research assistant or clinical trial assistant, CTA or CRA. So clinical research assistants, CRAs, are often liaisons between research teams and the IRB. Their responsibilities include preparing documentation for IRB submission, ensuring protocols adhere to IRB recommended challenges, monitoring compliance with IRB approved guidelines throughout the study. Understanding IRBs allows CRAs, clinical research assistants, to contribute more effectively to ethical and regulatory compliance, minimizing barriers during the research review process. And here's a diagram on the role of clinical research assistants, preparing documentation for IRB submission, ensuring protocol adherence, and monitoring compliance. Summary tables. Here's a table on key responsibilities of IRBs, table on key ethical principles and regulatory frameworks, table on advances in IRB's practices, table on challenges versus innovations in IRB's institutional review boards, table on applications in clinical research, and then application table, scenario. For each scenario, key principle applied, key actions, timeline, what to watch out for. Multiple choice questions, MCQs, in order to revise what we have covered through this lecture. Question 1. What is the primary purpose of IRBs in clinical research? Definitely B, to evaluate research protocols and protect participant rights, as IRBs are established to review and monitor research involving human participants. Their core objective is to uphold ethical standards and prioritize participant safety and welfare. They do not fund studies, conduct research, or approve drugs directly. They do neither one of these, as these functions fall under other entities or roles in clinical research. Question 2. Which example best illustrates an IRB's role in monitoring participant safety? For instance, B would be the most appropriate answer, reviewing adverse event reports during a trial. Participant safety is a vital responsibility of the IRB. This includes reviewing adverse event reports to identify and mitigate risks as they arise during a study. Question 3, what is one benefit of centralized IRB reviews in multi-site studies? Would be C, reduced delays in gaining research approvals. A centralized IRB review streamlined the approval process in multi-site studies by eliminating the need for redundant reviews at each site. This reduces administrative delays while maintaining a consistent standard of oversight. Safety remains a priority, and approval timelines are notably improved. Question 4. How does the principle of beneficence guide IRB decisions? By A, ensuring studies minimize risks and maximize potential benefits, as the principle of beneficence focuses on protecting participants from unnecessary risks while striving to achieve meaningful benefits through the study. Question 5. Why is informed consent critical in clinical research under IRB Institutional Review Board oversight? A, to provide participants with all relevant information about the study, as the informed consent ensures that participants fully understand the study, including its purpose, risks, benefits, and their rights, before agreeing to take part. It empowers individuals to make autonomous decisions, demonstrates respect for persons, and upholds ethical standards in clinical research. And here we come to the end of this lecture. Thank you very much, and goodbye.